What's going on, Gemini? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having the what are we having? An excellent week so far. Yeah, that feels great. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just fantastic, Gemini, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, oh, welcome. I'm just excited and I'm happy ourselves has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. In Gemini, I have some wonderful news for you because I am officially open for personal readings. I was like, what's this big announcement? So I'm doing personal readings now there, Gemini. And I've included links to set up appointments with me. I offer like 30 and 60-minute tarot card readings, and then we have a spot for doing like understanding your natal chart, what energies you're working with, and also if you want to understand the transits and then the personal aspects and kind of like not like your traditional like what's my sun sign horoscope. No, we're talking about Mercury trining your natal placements, your natal Jupiter or whatever this is looking like. Gemini, we're really getting into it, or Saturn transiting through your eighth house, which is actually was just starting to happen with me. But yes, all that wonderful things there, Gemini. So yeah, all that stuff is down in the description box below. And if you have any questions, or if if the schedule doesn't quite work for you, we can there's an email down there to reach out to me so that we can work some things out there, Gemini. Maybe we could do like pre-recorded things. However this is working, I'm definitely flexible with this schedule, and I'm just really looking forward to working with you, Gemini. And just I'm very honored and just grateful to be of service. So yeah, hopefully I'll be seeing you soon. And also, Gemini, with all that being said, be mindful of scammers. I will never reach out to you asking for, like, hey, Gemini, you curious about getting a reading? No, that'll never happen. No, it'll be that you taking the initiative, reaching out to me, setting those calendar dates. And right now, it's just through, I have those, just whatever links I've got it posted on YouTube. And I'm actually going to start getting more, I'm getting more technologically savvy there, Gemini. You're going to start seeing some really cool stuff there soon. So, yes, all that wonderful things. So, yeah, I'm just really excited about that. And I'm also excited about this weekly download that you're getting there, Gemini. Nice transition, right? But with this weekly download, whenever you happen to come across this video comes across you there, Gemini, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said there, Gemini, let's jump into it. Alright, Gemini. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just wonderful energy all around here, Gemini. Now I'm going to pull a few oracle cards from this deck here, and then we will get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, Gemini, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? And in case if y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below are some links for some other readers that I like watching their Gemini, so definitely check them out. They're a very intuitive group, very supportive group. Yeah, I think you'd appreciate those energies and their guidance, so yeah, go support them. Go show them some love. Also, there's a link for an astrologer that I like watching, Gemini, and also there's some links for some apps that I like working with. Consider we're going to be working together there, Gemini. It'd be nice to have that as a reference there. We can work through this chart together. I can teach you what the sign, all this lovely stuff there, Gemini, so definitely avail yourself of all this information. But let's go ahead and get into your first card here, Gemini, which is the Three Faces of God here. And keep in mind, Gemini, with these cards, it's however you connect with Source, whether this be God, Buddha, Jesus, higher self, deities, ancestors, whatever that's looking like for you. I know that can be however that resonates with you. But the Three Faces of God, when you think about this, this is like that creation, that maintenance, and then the destruction. And I feel that it's looking at the things that it's like as you're going through this journey, I feel like it's being really kind of mindful of the things that you are creating, that and not just that you're creating, that you want to maintain. And where do we? It's like this beautiful cycle, because I feel like it's, as you start to create new things and really get that and supportive, sometimes we need to let go, or because I feel like when we think about destruction, that can have such a negative connotation, or when we think about like death and rebirth and things, but it's all part of that natural cycle there. And sometimes we need to destroy some things in order to make space for these new creations, or see how the existing creations may evolve through this maintenance there. So I feel like it's you really kind of getting into this flow of your own type of rhythm there. It's really neat what I'm kind of feeling there, and things that you may have, things I feel like that you've been working on, whether this be maybe there's a certain lifestyle that we've been living that's needing to, that we've kind of created and that have kind of come into creation, that we've been maintaining for a while, that's just no longer resonating with you anymore. This could be like a certain hobby, or maybe a certain habit, or even like and I would never tell you to quit your job there, Gemini, but maybe this is a certain job. Maybe this could even be like a certain business that we may have started up. Just like kind of, I feel like kind of analyzing, are the things that we're doing, do they feel in the flow of you there, Gemini? And I really feel like it's just like kind of just tuning within and seeing where we can make space for maybe some new type of things that are kind of coming up to the surface here, because we're getting in a very innovative time there, Gemini. And I do feel like that, especially because I'm just, I've been thinking about this, your ruler's getting ready to form this conjunction with Pluto here, not like maybe another, maybe even a little less than a week. I want to say it's on, I think it's on the 5th, but I need to double check that, Gemini. But Pluto and Mercury haven't spoken that language of Aquarius since like the end of the 1700s. So now they're kind of reintroducing this communication here, and I feel like this is going to be some things like new ways of thinking there, Gemini. And they're going to be, it was interesting, I was listening to this podcast and was talking, and I like the way they were talking about this. It's like how our minds are going to evolve over these next 20 years, as because Mercury deals with how we think, how we communicate, our cognitive abilities, and it's like how that is going to evolve in this innovative areas of Aquarius over these next 20 years. So really kind of thinking about some really deep things there, Gemini. But let's get to the tarot here, get some more details on this. Okay. Let's see what's going on here, Gemini. Ooh, look at you, strong start. I love that. So for me, you have the King of Swords, which is you there, Gemini. You have the Ace of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Moon, the Ten of Cups, and the Two of Wands here. And I like this, Gemini, because with the Moon, Pisces energy, we are journeying into this new unknown type of energy that's coming through here, with this, just all this energy, and I feel like I have this I'm really excited for your sign, Gemini, not with just even thinking about Jupiter entering Gemini here soon, but more so I'm really kind of excited how things are going to evolve for you when Uranus starts entering into your energy, and then both Uranus and Pluto, yeah, because Pluto will have been settled. Now would be kind of settled into Aquarius. So they're going to be forming this unique trine, that's happening with them. There's this a lot of air communication, a lot of mental stimulation there. I feel like it's taking, I just feel like that, again, this is like kind of thinking about, because you may be feeling this now, some like new ideas kind of popping up here, Gemini. I feel like this is you in the sense it's like you graduating into a different type of energy, getting into, again, this sort of like deep thinker. It's like when I feel like, especially when Mercury passes, it makes that first conversation with Pluto, this is going to kind of question the things that you've built up with the Queen of Pentacles, the things that you want to nurture, the things that you want to maintain. Because for me, the Queen of Pentacles is Capricorn energy. And if the things no longer resonate with your wishes here, the Ten of Cups type of energy, what actions do we want to take into, or where do we feel our energies shifting in a sense? I feel like this is almost like in a sense, almost like a deconstruction of some of these like sort of like maybe excuse me, these sort of like core values that we may have held on. And it may not be this drastic thing at first there, Gemini, but I feel like it may be these sort of like subtle things that kind of come up, like every time that you get that that these, we're getting into a very innovative time. Like I really can't stress that enough. And I feel that this really is the time for these kind of air placements as well, to kind of take our level of thinking and broaden that to a whole new level. Like where I was talking about with Uranus entering next year into your sign, I feel like that is going to bring these real kind of unique insights, because Uranus hangs out in a sign for like 14 years at a time. So my moon's in Gemini, so I'm definitely kind of pumped with that. But I feel even too, sometimes these ideas, these things that may come up for you, Gemini, may be a little unnerving, could be a little, could bring about these energies of fear or anxiety or things. But again, I feel this moon card is journeying to the unknown, because, when you think about fear and all those pressures, thinking about the future, our imaginations really can start running wild. But, when you see all the sort of scary things that you create, imagine all of the type of innovative things that you can create as well. How can we use that imagination, that fear, towards something positive now that you've considered all of this stuff? How would you fix all of these things? What do we need to change? Really kind of being inquisitive with the direction that your journey is going. So I like this, Gemini. It definitely gives me very kind of like a death card type of energy here, even like a judgment card type of energy. But you're becoming wiser, Gemini, every time. So I dig that. Alrighty. Alright, let's get another oracle on this. And it's like, I feel like there's this question, Gemini. It's like, just like the things, and I may have said this, but it's just like, are the things that, like, have the things that we've created worth maintaining? And it's just like, why are we clinging to something so deeply? How has it helped you grown? What? Because in order to embrace all of this futuristic energy, we do need to reflect on the past and see what are some things that are no longer working for you here. But I like this, Gemini, kind of going in order here, because your next card is the surrender card. And when it comes to surrender, I feel like this is something that we want to be mindful of, because I feel like sometimes maybe when we hear surrender, we just think of this energy of giving up. And surrender is more so this energy of being grounded in trust. Maybe not quite sure where the energies are going, but know that you are being divinely guided, that you are divinely protected. And sometimes when we try to force some things, it can exacerbate a situation. And I feel like this energy is even kind of asking, where are some areas in your life where we may notice some resistance? Kind of really just, I feel like it's thinking a little bit broader in a sense, thinking out, maybe outside of the mind, because yours is a very active mind, I feel. But now I feel like it is starting to kind of go deeper down, because I remember listening to, I've been really just kind of steeped in podcasts here as a late Gemini, and I like that this one person was saying that we've been just like as a society been kind of like living from the neck up. You know, we really kind of place this like real deep value on intellectualism, and where intellect really does play a part, it's just one part of a complete whole there, Gemini. And you know, just even thinking back to when we came into this, to you know, when we started this journey from birth, you know, yes, the mind was there, but you needed to figure out how to to communicate things on a more intuitive level, because we still hadn't formed that level of communication yet. So I feel like it's, you know, it's, yeah, just when you're thinking about this surrendering again, it's not this giving up, but I feel like it's learning to kind of trust in this process when you're getting these sort of like intuitive downloads, these nudges. You know, maybe try taking that course of study there, Gemini, or you know, like I want to create this, or I want to pursue that, or I want to move here, or I want to be in this group, or, and it's just like not maybe like, because it's like I feel like things will start making sense in hindsight. But let me get some tarot on this, Gemini, and get some details with that. Hmm. Thank you, guys. All right, Gemini. Oh, I love that both of these came out. So you have, speaking of Jupiter, you got Big Papa here, the Wheel of Fortune, Big Mama, the Hanged Man, which is Neptune energy. I call her Big Mama because her and Jupiter live in the same house, the 12th house. You have the Three of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, and then the Ace of Pentacles here, Gemini. Where do you want to start? Let's start with Big Mama, because with the Hanged Man being here, Gemini, you know, this is, I feel like, getting into very kind of intuitive type of spiritual energy. There's this energy of pause that is coming through here. Because I feel when we are in this energy of surrender, that's when we need to sit still and feel where the fates are trying to lead you in a sense, you know? I remember when I was feeling kind of stuck in a situation, I really just desperately wanted to get out of something, and I just really just cranked. I was trying to put out all these applications, I was trying to do all this stuff and trying to figure out different places that I could be, and just nothing was coming together. And so eventually I just stopped. I was just like, okay, you know what, we got to quit working so hard. And just I just had to sit still for a moment. And then right as I did that, an opportunity came up, something else. And even in that situation, it wasn't exactly, well, actually it was exactly what I needed, because it gave me the resources that I needed in order to get the results that I wanted, which was movement, getting out from the space that I was living in, which actually I'm going to be moving on Friday. So, but I feel it's when we allow ourselves this pause here with the surrender, or excuse me, allow ourselves pause here with the Hanged Man, and just learn to surrender to this energy. Then new opportunities pop up for you to manifest there, Gemini. New people kind of come into your works to kind of help get this energy in motion. And then Six of Swords, you're starting to move your ship on to this new idea. You know, you see the trajectory of where things are going, and again, things kind of make sense in hindsight. Because when I think about that, if I had kept pushing and trying to get to where I wanted to be, that may have really kind of really shifted the trajectory where my journey may have gone. I may not have been open up for personal readings. Who knows what that may have been looking like? May have just been kept and putting off. So I just feel like the Hanged Man too. This can be, and oh, and I love this that it's like you got Pisces here and both of their rulers, Jupiter and Neptune here. But I feel this Hanged Man here is like asking yourself, how much do we want to sacrifice in order to try to force something along. And I feel like when we're seeing this resistance, there's a reason, you know? And it's not to say that you don't have free will there, Gemini. You can still choose to push. You know, I had even had a similar instance earlier today. I was trying to book something with someone and their calendar was full. And I was just like, huh. And I was like, it was a strange situation. But then I went to hear them speak on something literally like a day or two later, and they're talking with the subject, and then when I was listening to them, I'm just like, oh, I don't know if I really resonate with what you're doing. So it's just like sometimes the universe really kind of comes through in a way, like in really those kind of unexpected ways, and it's just like really trusting in the process there, Gemini, and it's just really, you know, it's there's a lot of this energy, at least in this surrender. I feel like a lot of this is going to be this clarity, this understanding that'll come through with time there, Gemini. It's like a lot of like hindsight is kind of 2020 type of energy here. So I love it. What am I trying to do with this, Gemini? Let's see. All right, well, I'm messing around with that. Let's get your last card here, Gemini. All right, Gemini. That's interesting. Thank you, guys. So you have the downward path here. And this card definitely gives me this sort of devil vibes here, Gemini. And I feel that when we're going back to that three faces of God, you know, I feel like being mindful of the things that you're creating, the world that you're creating and that you're maintaining, and is it leading you towards your higher self, or is it pushing you deeper down, pushing you where you're kind of getting in your own way in a sense, you know, whether this be just even thinking with like Jupiter being a planet of being planted like one being associated with like them thinking about the ninth house, which can be like your belief systems and things. You know, are these things that we're believing in, are they harming us, or are they helping us grow? And I feel like for some there's this need to maybe challenge some things that we may have been very the word is just like I'm coming. It's just like kind of dogmatic on. Like I'm picturing even like your opposite sign, the sign opposite to you, Sagittarius. In a lower vibration, they can be very stuck in their ways as far as like my belief. I know best. I know all, and who are you? You know, and I just feel like that just paying attention to things that whether this be certain beliefs or certain thoughts or certain behaviors, certain environments that may be just dragging you down this path here. You know, this could be even thinking with the Three of Pentacles, thinking about people you're in, you know, who you're in partnership with. You know, are they bringing you down? You know, are they preventing you from this new opportunity, or whatever this may be looking like? This could be a work situation. You got the Ten of Cups here. This could be a family thing. This could even be maybe some sort of like family beliefs that we may be kind of challenging here. So let me get some tarot on that, Gemini. Interesting. Oh, huh. Alright, hold on, Gemini. Let me relight this candle here. Well, a new one. And you have here, I like this, another one of your cards. This is always the pages, so you got the Page of Swords here, which always reminds me of your energy, that very curious. You have the Knight of Wands, the Three of Cups, the King of Cups, and then the 7 of Swords here, Gemini. And then let's switch back over. Because I feel like this Seven of Swords here is this, this in like the Rider White. There's this person that's taking these five swords here and trying to prevent the army from fighting. Trying to come up with an alternative way of doing something, and that's what I feel like is going through here or going on here. It's like the way that we've been going so far, in what ways. It's just like it's just examining these areas in your lives that may have been bringing you away from your true path here, and being, I feel like, really kind of inquisitive about that energy, being curious as to why certain things maybe keep happening, where if we find ourselves stuck in some sort of loop here. And again, you got the Three of Pentacles here and also the Three of Cups. I feel there's something here maybe, and this is very kind of Pluto and Aquarius, where we're these social groups and maybe the friends and things that we may have hung with may not be on the same type of frequency anymore. The resonance is starting to get off there. And it's just like, what is that? And I feel for some that it's like with this Knight of Wands, it's almost like we haven't been feeling excited, or maybe been feeling excited, or maybe even inspired by something in a while. It's just like maybe we've kind of gotten into that sort of like, mind, excuse my language there, but kind of like, same shit, different day. And every time that I feel like, someone kind of says that, it's just like, do we feel fulfilled in that? It's like how and it's because it's always like we'll say that and then like period, and it's just like, well, okay, that was fun catching up. So there's like literally nothing new. And Aquarius, with this Aquarius energy, I feel like we're moving towards the future. Things are going, we're in that forward momentum. I feel like this is a time to really get ignited here with the Knight of Wands. Start to do things that bring more life and more vitality. Give you this sort of upward type of energy. Get this sense of fulfillment. And even with the King of Cups, if this is some sort of group thing, the King of Cups has this very healthy boundaries that he sets up. And it's not that he doesn't love, he has love for everyone. He really is, this is, for me, this is more Pisces energy coming through. He is very compassionate, and for others, and meeting people where they're at on their journey, but he also knows when to say, where it's like, where I do respect where you're at, I will also compassionately move this way. And you can either you can either follow or not. But and I'm even getting, just for some, we were talking about this Three of Cups, or excuse me, this Ten of Cups energy, that familial energy. Maybe for some, it may not necessarily be the father, but I mean, you do have some strong father energy here with the King and King of Cups and Swords, but we also got Queen of Pentacles here. And that's even too, maybe for some, it's just like, maybe what ways have we been, domesticated in a sense, or maybe they're just like how we've, just, I feel like it's just like, it's like we've kind of strayed away from our true self there, Gemini, and it's like really trying to find yourself again, seeing the duality of this situation, where it's like, yes, this provides this comfort, but it's also not doing it for me. If that's something that's resonating with don't, again, we never force these readings on, or try to force these things on ourselves, or so if it's not hitting, it's not hitting. But just something I feel like to think about there, Gemini. But I like this. And if anything does resonate with you, Gemini, if you like that, give it a thumbs up. And share this thing, Gemini. If you know someone who's been... That's interesting. I'm just feeling just like maybe they've just been stuck, when we're talking about that three faces of God, maybe we've just been stuck in the destruction part of it. Maybe that's what's been going down this downward path. And it's just like we need to surrender and start creating again, reevaluating some type of stuff here, or yeah, maybe someone's trying to force something along here, doing things that aren't really in that's just like uncharacteristically themselves, not themselves, or yeah, just something to just think about, Gemini. And then subscribe there, you King of Swords. Hit that bell button to get notified when I release videos each week. And then yeah, just another reminder there, Gemini. All of the links to book any sort of readings with me are down in the description box below. And I would never reach out to you for readings or anything like that. But again, I am looking forward to hopefully this any sort of future collaboration there. And then also, if you, in which you could find this out, maybe we could find this out to Gemini, or to Gemini. We could find this out together there, Gemini, if you have any Cancer in your placement. Sun, Moon, Rising, Cancer, Sun, Gemini, Moon here, Leo, Rising. Come on over to the Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans even when they're silly Pisces. Nothing against Pisces. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here. Ooh, so I can get you out of here, Gemini. And you got the Sun here. And I like this. Because I feel the Sun is, you and the Sun have for me, you're the ones that started the pocket of sunshine. And, every time it always just kind of raises my vibration a little bit whenever the Sun pops up during your readings, Gemini. But I do feel that this is shining a light on something, seeing where we may have gotten kind of straight off our path here a little bit. And really kind of evaluate. And I feel like it's like working towards that light again there, Gemini. Doing things that, if you just haven't been feeling that effervescence, or maybe because I feel like Gemini energy is one that needs to stay curious. You're kind of that, like, I always picture like that young adolescent mind that just is just like absorbing things like a sponge, And I feel when that energy isn't being stimulated, that's a tough place for Gemini to be. And then we kind of lose ourselves, and then things get out of balance there. But let me get your other oracle card here, Gemini, so I can get you out of here. Oh, how interesting. Okay. Thank you, spirits. Oh, we get two, Gemini. So you have the Raven Spirit here, which is a card of truth. And then you have the Bear Spirit here, which is a card of healing. And with this truth, I feel like this is where the Sun is shining light on some things, And I feel even with like the Seven of Swords, that can be a card of deception. But I feel like it's like seeing something for what it truly is. Maybe we've been, again, maybe we've kind of gone off our path. Maybe we've kind of not been living our truth, and just now it's just like, and I've been thinking about healing here recently. And I feel like sometimes when we start thinking about healing, because I like that this is the fourth card, which is Emperor energy, which is, the Emperor is action. That's Aries energy. But it's like knowing when to move and when to pause. And I feel like this healing energy, the kind of trickiness with that is that we can get stuck in the stagnation of healing. We can say that we're healing, but there's no movement that's happening. It's like when you do, let's say you injure your arm, you just don't want to, I feel like you don't want to keep it just locked up in something until, like let's say as it makes sense, this is not medical advice or anything, we're just a little example. But it's like, let's say you injure your arm, and it's just like in the healing, it's not about that not moving, because you can only think about something so much, I feel like it's about taking that action. And it's like, when we're doing the healing, it's like, okay, we move it a little bit. Oh, okay, that's a little much. Maybe do that a couple of times, rest, and then we do it again. Oh, we're getting a little bit further there, and it's just like that gradual healing in motion. I feel like it's what this energy, because bears can be known to hibernate, and of course, I do get that we need to rest, but at some point, you have to get back in motion again, so just I feel like something to think about there, Gemini. But you stay safe out there. You know, making sure that you're following your path, you're following your path, living your truth, and just like learning to trust in the process there, Gemini. And you raise your vibration through the roof. You know, especially if we are doing some healing. You know, maybe there are some different things that have been, like different ideas that have been ingrained in us, and we're doing like this reprogramming, and it's just like, how do we process from that? How do we take this, like, oh, I need to heal? How do we turn this knowledge, Page of Swords, into wisdom, King of Swords? So, love that. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.